Hello everyone and welcome back to another session of Metal Gear Solid 2, The Sons of Liberty. And today we're going to begin our mission on the plant chapter. Alright, so let's begin with the mission and the secrets and everything that's connected with those. First of all, the first thing you want to do is dive into the water. And we're going to get a tutorial on how to swim because, you know, Raiden doesn't know how to swim.
Got your feet wet? These are the basic controls for swimming. Stroke the water and move forward by pushing the punch button. Push it in rapid succession to swim faster. Change your heading with the left stick. Up will take you up, down takes you lower. Left and right to face those directions. The O2 gauge will appear under your life gauge while you're underwater. The gauge corresponds to the amount of air you can hold from a single deep breath. Once the O2 gauge falls to zero, the life gauge will start to drop. You need to be aware of that.
Alright. Okay, so underwater here, the reason why I wanted to come down here was because there is an item at the very right here in the corner. There are the thermal goggles. And I actually remember this from playing this game 10 years ago. Wow. That memory is amazing. I'm sure I'm going to eat those words at one point or another because I'm going to miss some items, but that is not important. Okay, second of all, I'm going to come over here. You have to do this, like, you remember the maneuver where you hang from these, and then you shimmy a little bit. You do this, you come over here, and you can collect the shaver. And this is only a little bit of an Easter egg, and you'll only get to see what it actually does at the very end of the game. But I'm going to take it anyways. Just don't forget we have it for now. Okay, so we collect a ration here, and the last thing that I want to show you in this area is you equip a ration, and in case you haven't noticed, there's some bugs on the walls and the floor here. I think these are supposed to be sea lice or something along those lines, and if you lay on top of them, they'll just go over your body. And if you wait a little bit, they'll start attacking your rations, and if you don't shake them off like this, they will eventually eat your rations, I think. I'm pretty sure. I can't really be sure on that, but I think they do. Alright, so let's proceed here. As the Colonel told us, let's open this hatch and proceed with the mission. Whoa, what's that? There's a guard over there. Oh my god. Of course, Raiden being a pussy, he has to report everything he sees to the Colonel. So that's what we're gonna do. Just a guy, man.
Colonel, I've sighted an enemy sentry. AN-94 and a Makarov. Those grenades, all his equipment, is Russian-made.
Must be a Gurlukovich man.
Gurlukovich?
A Russian private army that was in line to work with the Shadow Moses takeover group 4 years ago.
What's their stake in this one?
They must have made a deal, an arrangement with the terrorists. They become a band of mercenaries, an army without a country.
Fair enough, okay, let's continue. Gurlukovich soldiers were the ones in the first chapter. Also, it's funny if you know a lot about Metal Gear lore, because these are not the first members of an army without a country. It's pretty funny to notice the parallels between, I don't want to say both timelines of the Metal Gear Solid series, but I suppose that's what they are.
Colonel, there's definitely another intruder in here besides me.
That's not a possibility.
Not a team. Looks like a solo job.
One man.
We may not know who he is, but he managed to take care of every sentry in the area. They're all out cold. Whoever he is, he's got some skills.
We need to get an ID. But for now, you can take advantage of the situation and get to work. There's a terminal in front of the elevator. A node.
Did you say nerd?
Not nerd. Node.
Oh,
Use the node to gain access to the Big Shell's facilities network.
then what?
Pull up the map of the structure. That'll let you activate the Soliton radar.
The Soliton radar? True. That radar came in useful during VR training.
A radar system uses biological magnetic fields as input. These estimated enemy positions are projected onto a map according to reference points collected via GPS signals and field personnel reports. We need to get to the map through the Big Shell's node to put this data processing to practical use. The node unit is about 3 feet high, should be colored blue. Each area has at least one.
How do I gain access?
Just push the action button in front of the node. The nanomachines in your body will take care of the security clearance and allow you access to the node. Complete the procedure before those sentries gain consciousness. If they spot you, you won't be able to gain access for a while. Stay on guard.
Got it.
Alright, let's go gain access to the nerd. Before that, let's collect this ration over here, because rations are a very important resource. You can only carry 3 of them if you're playing on hard. You can carry more if you're playing on other lower difficulties. And let's watch this.
Raiden, you won't be able to use any of the enemy's equipment.
Why not?
You should know that all active weapons are equipped with a personal identification system. The owner enters their required user ID information during the weapon registration or at the start of a mission. If anyone other than the registered user tries to fire the weapon, the ID system will not authorize the action.
But these are black market Russian weapons. How can they be equipped with identification functionality?
They must have been customized by the terrorists themselves. These are professionals we're dealing with, and they certainly won't let their own equipment be used against them.
I'm guessing it's the same for the Navy SEALs gear?
Right.
How am I supposed to procure weapons then?
Find the ones that haven't yet been individualized. Everything you find in the item box is clean. You should know this from your VR training.
Okay, I know those.
Items in the item box are yours to use at will. They will be your supply source with regards to weaponry and gear.
Yeah, that's the bullshit they came up with, so you can't take weapons from guards. They don't really explain that to you in Metal Gear Solid 1, that's why I wanted to show you that. And it doesn't really cover the reason why you can't take just the weapons from them, not to use, just to, destroy them or something, just so they can't use it. That's not explained by that, but hey, whatever. That is something, at least. So let's access the nerd. Holy shit, that's the most powerful, painful login ever. Alright, so over here we asked to input a code name. We could input our own code name, but we are going to input the game director's code name, or, his actual name, which is something that doesn't start with K. Starts with an H. Hideo Kojima. Hideo Kojima. Where's the M? There it is. Kojima. There you go. And if we press enter, the rest of the info will be filled in. His birthday is on the 24th of August. But I wanted to show you something. If you change the date to the date of the console itself, mine happens to be the 22nd of November of 2005 because I keep my console off the charger. I'll show you. I'll explain later. It's something stupid that Microsoft did. So 22, 11. Well, okay, this works as well. 11. This should work. 22, okay. Ah, happy birthday, see? That's so cute. There you go. Alright. Downloading a map. And we're done.
Good work, Raiden.
The radar should be functioning now?
Remember your VR training sessions. The tool is exactly the same one. It maps the terrain as well as the position of enemy personnel. The bright dot in the middle is you, Raiden. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision. Your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it. It gets jammed easily, I'm afraid. It's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful. The Big Shell's layout map should now be available after touching the Start button.
How do I save the mission data?
I've set aside proprietary frequency for saves, and an analyst to work on the data too.
Jack, is everything all right?
What are you doing here?
Jack, can you hear me?
Rose, you're not supposed to be involved. What's going on?
Jack, I'm a part of this mission.
Colonel, what the hell is going on?
Raiden, meet the mission analyst. She'll be overseeing the data saving and support.
Why her?
The Foxhound analyst that was supposed to take part in this mission was in an accident. Rosemary was brought in as a replacement.
An accident?
And according to the files, she knows you better than anybody else.
Rose may be in the service, but an intelligence analyst is no field officer.
Not to worry. She has our technical staff at her disposal.
She's never been a part of a field mission. This is insane.
I have my own reasons for selecting her for this mission, soldier.
Colonel, I fail to see...
I know your VR training performance in and out, but sometimes that's not enough. You're familiar with the Shadow Moses incident?
You know I covered it in VR.
If there's a crucial tactical detail that case taught us, it was the power of the operative's will to survive.
I was trained to fight. My personal feelings have no place in a mission.
We've learned that it doesn't work that way. And on the field, you need all the help you can get.
Jack, you're stuck with me whether you like it or not.
Rose,
You need someone to watch your back. But I have conditions that need to be met, Colonel.
What is it?
I'll perform my duties and save that mission data, but I'm aware that technically I'm not part of the mission control team. After all, I'm just a normal girl who's worried about Jack. But that means, Colonel, that I am not required to follow your orders outside of my immediate duties. Jack is not simply a field personnel for me to track. His safety comes first to me, not the mission. And because of that, I will be monitoring and keeping a record of every communication you have with him, Colonel.
Given the circumstances, you're free to do what you see fit.
Hey, I prefer this to being kept in the dark waiting.
I'd like to make a request, if I may.
Of course.
His handle is Raiden. For the duration of the mission, could you call him that?
Yes, sir. All right, Raiden. Let me know when you're ready to turn in a save. The proprietary save frequency is 140.96. I just switched frequencies. Jack,
what?
do you know what day it is tomorrow?
April 30th. Is there something special about it?
Isn't there?
I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Oh well, I'll keep trying till I hear the answer. I'm gonna let you go now, Jack. Take care.
Alright. Now the guards are regaining their consciousness, so we have to escape and hide over here.
Raiden, the enemy sentry is regaining consciousness.
Be careful, Jack.
Find somewhere to hide until the elevator arrives. You must stay out of sight.
Sounds fair. There we go. Alright. So yeah, the reason why my Xbox 360 is set to the 22nd of November 2005 is because Microsoft were too cheap and they couldn't include a, I don't know, 1 cent battery inside their console to store the date and time, the current date and time. So if you unplug the console from the electricity, like I do every time, so I don't waste extra electricity, even though it's just a little bit. You know, we're in a crisis, an economic crisis here, people. And every penny counts. So yeah, that's why my I can't have my console on the correct date and time. Also, I never connected to Xbox Live. That's also why it's never in the correct date and time. All right. So now we have to make our way into the elevator, and we're going to alert 10,000 guards when we do that. But hey, the elevator is here, so we might as well do it. What can I do? How can I do this without alerting all the guards? I mean, I could go like this. Ah, that was awesome. That went much better than expected. There we go. I'm kind of surprised with myself there. Another cutscene, as always.
The terrorists call themselves Sons of Liberty.
Sons of Liberty?
The name of their leader is Solid Snake.
The hero of Shadow Moses? So that's why you changed my code name.
Right, but he can't be the Solid Snake. He died 2 years ago on that tanker after he blew it sky high.
Could he have survived?
Not a chance.
Colonel, I'm on the roof. There are no sentries, but it would only take one to spot me in this light.
You never had daylight VR training after all. Stay extra sharp until you can find a node to log in from.
What about the commandos?
SEAL Team 10 has landed on struts B and C.
And the president?
Seems he was spotted on strut B.
Strut B?
The big shell is comprised of shells 1 and 2. Each unit consists of a central core and 6 struts surrounding it.
So the whole thing is shaped like 2 hexagons connected end on end.
Exactly. And you're on the roof of strut A, shell 1 at the moment.
Fair enough, okay. At least we know where we are.
Get to a node. Log into the network.
Got it.
Yeah, so before we actually get to use the Soliton radar, that is the little radar that tells us where enemies are and such, in each area we need to find the nerd and log on to it. It's not going to be that painful the next few times, only the first one hurts. That is what she said. Anyways, so over here, like, as you see, we don't have the M9, which is like the best weapon in the game, but we're going to get it soon enough. You see that there are droppings for these birds. The one thing that happens when you step on them is this, like he falls. And that's going to be important for one part of the game later on. Alright, so let's infiltrate over here. There is a little cut in the netting or the fence or whatever the hell this is.